welcome back to the Knights of the Old Republic. I think we're getting too far ahead of ourselves with all this offices and things to do right away, right here. I think we need to go back and just check out the other rooms in this area. If we'll meet a loading zone, essentially, we'll worry about that then. But since there's Kobayashi already here, we're not gonna push it for the main quest. Right, so there was like a Mandalorian enclave and shit, or doors in general, so anyway. Right, think about today. Leisure's offices? Leisure's officer? That sounds pornographic. Do I hack a thing? Documentation panel, please choose an action. Contact the leisure officer. Default message, I'm sorry, I don't make a habit of hosting unscheduled appointments. Please use the standard channel for formally contacting me. Thank you. Do nothing. Right, either we will find a way to contact him and arrange a leisure to enter, or this is just a room that exists because it exists in the original map and they needed to have a reason to block it off, really. Right. Tip for today. Recently, voice cloning has become even more popular. Minor lounge. Does that? Oh yeah, they just. Oh wow, damn bitch, you live like this? Fuck, shit. And they even have the sonic repellent from Kashyyyk, right? Voice cloning has been going on recently. It's been more popular because a web browser service, a subscription service, made it available for you to, you know, pay for it first off, and second, make free accounts for a month to clone whoever you want and do whatever you want. So I think that's the reason why people are doing Daggett-er short videos about him talking shit. Are these people talking about anything?
The longer the mining facility remains quarantined, the more credits I lose. I hope whatever happened down there is cleaned up soon. I need to get back to work.
So we've got a quarantine. Aren't you paid by the hour? Aren't you on contract here anyway? You're supposed to be working, but when the work isn't available, not because of you, you're supposed to be compensated anyway. So you're not really losing credit, are you? You're not contracted under a clause where it says you're paid for as much as you dig out, are you? It's like a fuck. What would be the term? What I mean is, when you're, for instance, working as a salesman, you're being paid for instance, if you sell 3 cars for whatever amount of money, you get a cut from that. So the more expensive cars, the more expensive cars you sell, the better you got the pay. So what are you digging? Artifacts? You're getting paid by an artifact? By a diamond you dig out? What's the situation?
There's a rumor going around saying that the miners in the residential level have been driven completely crazy. I don't know what to believe.
Aren't we in the residential level? Are you mad yet?
The longer the mining facility remains... I have a few friends who were down in the residential level when the incident happened. I hope they're alright.
Alright, so... Also, this is... what was this called? I don't know. Is it marked on the map? Yes. Miner's Lounge. Alright, so they've got 3 beds. If this isn't a residential area, why do they have beds? They are not gonna be sleeping here. If the... You know, because... Sleeping in this, you know, fucking back in the day in history, rich people were actually showing off their bed and they were holding parties in their living rooms, while themselves were lounging on their luxurious beds. But now we really treat a bed like something more private. We've got bedrooms separately for sleeping and beds separate for beds, not presented as beds to lounge around on, right? We can have couches and shit, but not just made beds to stick around with. Is it like a retro fashion now? Maybe, but again, I'm not willing to give the benefit of the doubt to the level designers for this. Again, it might be a room that needed to be repurposed and it already had beds because people were actually living here and sleeping. But yeah, I'm not gonna credit the authors here, the designers, for thinking about retro fashion here. What is this? Supply store. Do you have anything interesting at all? Greetings, human. You don't look like one of the Czerka's miners, so what can I do for you? Do you wish to purchase Czerka products? Right. What do you have in stock? What can you tell me about this area of Dresde? What can you tell me about this area of Dresde, since I need some clues as to where to look for a side quest? This is one of the many civilian quarters on Dresde. It's where those of us foolish or unlucky enough to be on Korban call home. I feel like there should be some comas there. Officially, the specific area is supposed to be used exclusively to house any miners that couldn't get a room on the residential level within Czerka's mining facility, but Czerka would rather loan them out to travelers instead. More credits that way. Aren't they obliged to provide housing in this situation? Instead of renting it anyway. Anything else you want, the human? Right. So yeah, apparently those lounges have beds for people actually to sleep on in this garbage place. Fuck. So what do you possibly have for sale? I have lots of items in stock, but because you are not a Czerka employee, I am not obliged to offer all of them to you for sale. So pazaak cards, if you were running low on that. Parts, security spikes for 100. Parts for 200, and I've got 3400, huh? I could also sell something. Have I got anything to sell? Let's go through it quickly. Right, got rid of some stuff just because I fucking could. It was, you know, wasting space anyway. So, racked up some money. I think I'm gonna... oh, did I click... I'm gonna just buy a few parts since they're available. For fixing robots, that's good enough. And that's good, that's good. We sold the saber, because we're not gonna have that many people using double-handed, two-handed lightsabers, since two single-handed ones are better anyway. You have got nothing to say. This is exit. This is the thing. Are you enjoying your garbage? Hopefully. Right, voice cloning, right? Wait. Is it here or there? Well, I don't know now. Apartment door. So it should be... oh, it's locked. Maybe it's eliminated again like the previous thing. Does that do anything anymore? Leave it alone. Right. Voice cloning. Service on... in the browser. In a browser. Online service is available. And actually, people who run it get mad. They got mad. They offer you, you know, free shit to synthesize whatever text into voice. They essentially offer you text to voice with their pre-made settings, voices. They offer you, that's free, and only some words or some number of symbols, letters essentially. Hello. Are you having? Well, you were fighting with whom? Zeven Etta, right. We're gonna talk to this guy soon enough, unfortunately. They offer you essentially free trial where you can set up an account. You need to set up an account, and the first...
What's wrong with you? Can't you just leave me be?
No.
Why
account...
do you interrupt me? What's wrong with you? Can't you just leave? Why do you interrupt me? I'm trying to train.
Oh, that's just annoying. The closer you get to him, the more he repeats his line about him wanting to be left alone. We're gonna click him still anyway, but to finish the point, they offer you a trial account essentially where you get a first month free and you have to pay for the rest. So, and then of course the paid full service. The limited one is also where you, again, you've got the number of symbols or words, I don't remember what's the measuring stick here, to input, and you can synthesize one custom voice. So there's that, and people of course are using that for, first off, to abuse the first month free to synthesize different voices, and second, they're of course using it to do porn, and well, among do funny funny memes and do porn, of course. So the company actually is mad that first of people are using it for porn, and second they're circumventing their whole shit by making new accounts, so they're banning IPs now as well. And we'll get into more of everything that comes out of that just after talking to this guy, or at least trying.
What do you want? Why do you bother me? I don't have anything for you, so leave me alone.
Even though his voice is modulated with a Mandalorianism, the armor, I think he's blowing his mic still anyway. I'll be going now. Well, looks like this guy's gonna be a part of a quest later on. I'll be going now.
Good. Leave me alone. I didn't ask for your interference, nor do I want it.
I mean, let's see. Yeah, okay. I was far enough away from him to not trigger his dialogue about him complaining that I'm too close. But why are you in Czerka? Like, this would be world building. It's innately curious or interesting to me, and I'm innately curious, to wonder, why are you a Mandalorian? Why have you got this tiny Mandalorian enclave here? You've got your banners, they allowed you here. Are they hiring you? What are you doing here? Are you waiting for an opportunity to be hired? Are you just here waiting for an opportunity? Maybe prompting it by your presence? Are you actually hired for something already? Have you got a job already to do? Are you doing anything?
The longer the mining facility remains quarantined, the more credits I lose.
Yeah, so yeah. Mandalorian, now find a side quest for him. Back to the office we go after all then. At least we've spent some credits, I guess. Oh, that's locked. Right, fuck. Right. So people are doing porn and other things. And, of course, we already had the big drama about a bitch who sexualizes herself. Not wanting other people to sexualize her, which she's got no power to stop, and also saying, well, also having her face stuck on other porn takes away, detracts audience from her OnlyFans, so she's mad that she's not personally getting the attention, but only her image. We're gonna talk to the prisoners now. Oh yeah, one more thing. So that happened, but now voice cloning, right? I think we've got some laws about image and performance and selling that and being an author of that, and you not being able to use it commercially in this capacity instead of paying the actor to actually do things. And this can work with also the now, because they already used it. They used deepfake, didn't they? And voice modulation. They used both, actually. They used voice modulation and deepfake. Well, voice cloning. First deepfaking Admiral, not Thrawn, the other one, in the sequels in Star Wars, his face on Tarkin, Grand Moff Tarkin, and then they used Mark Hamill's voice on Luke in his youth in Mandalorian. So they're already going for that. Everyone noticed, but anyway, this control panel we get. We get alignment and experience points from doing any of this. We need to do any of this to make our thing worth it. And unfortunately, morally, leaving them to their fate, the Wookiees and anything else here really, is immoral because you're not intervening. You're now culpable and a part of it, right? Silent allowance or something like that. What I'm trying to say is, you know about evil being done, and it's your moral obligation now to stop it. If you're not stopping it, you're committing evil yourself. That's the moral stance. So there isn't an option just leave them be. There is just log out to stop interacting, but there isn't just leave them be, and it's not rewarded with dark side gain. Also with this, we've gained some light side points earlier in the mod, so it would be good for me to do that. Also, we can just click it and there's never gonna be anything coming from that, so we can roleplay again that we're consciously taking the evil way out of this by not doing anything about it and expecting some dark side points from that. And also with that, we can, with all this, you could have options for greater or lesser goods or evils, so that you can do as well as you can, or just try to mind the consequences that someone might get interested in what you're doing. So you're only trying to sneak in as much good as you can instead of being able to deal with the consequences of dealing the most of the good. Equally with the evil, quitting and not changing anybody's fate here could be awarded with very little but still dark side points, as opposed to just castrating Wookiees and sterilizing the female as well. All cages and release the captive creatures. Activate the post-shipment sterilization process. Change the destination of areas to Dantooine. I don't remember if we can re-enter this and it might be here. Greater good. Choose Wookiee because they're sentient and areas are just prey items that you have to hunt and eat anyway. So it will die anyway. It's not like we're doing morality. We're heterotrophs. So this will have to happen anyway. And then activate post shipment. That's evil. Open all cages and release captive creature. Is that better than any of those? Never mind. We're doing sterilization. 500 XP and their points. Oh, we just murder all them. Maybe they're just sleeping. Maybe they're just unconscious. They disappear. They're dead. Well, I don't know. Like again, is that what I was supposed to expect? The areas are fucking gone. The Wookiees are still here, but well, they're not. Only some of them, and only some of them on both cases.
I knew it was only a matter of time before something went wrong. I've got to carry on working. I don't want to be sent to the castle.
Sure, yeah, whatever. We also killed the Giska. There is no option for the Giska. We can just fuck around with people for dark or light side points with Giska instead of rescuing the actual sentient people. Right. So our thing, roleplay and headcanon is we've consciously decided to leave them to their fate, as that would be evil because we're not stopping a moral evil that we know about. Instead of just murdering them, apparently, instead of maybe it's chemical castration and sterilization, maybe, but it's not clear. They just die apparently. Fuck it, I'm fine with this. Right, so with cloning, hello. Any automatic dialogue now? Okay. Droid no, droid no, lockers no. Right. Force cage control panel. Ah, there we go. Direct your attention this way, human. This one is in need of your assistance. I don't think Trandoshans talk about themselves in third person. Right. So cloning. Voice cloning. The company is mad that it's being used for free without getting any pay for it. And for porn as well. So they're mad. But the whole fact that we've been going and doing step by step, really, this whole faking, we started with Photoshop essentially, and no one was really that mad, I guess, because we still had video, I guess. We started with photoshopping people's faces on porn, and people already know things like this can happen, and go and know about people who could or couldn't do that. So people recognize fakes not so much. Well, people recognize that things can be faked and that they are faked. Now, then the video faking came out, and this still has artifacts, but it also, first off, those are pre-recorded scenes, so we can compare them with the like with the Photoshop, of course, as well. There are originals that faces been pasted onto, so we can compare it to the original and see that this has already existed before this came out, so we can determine whether it's fake or not. And now voice cloning comes out, and we can, again, it's not perfect still, and we can determine whether it was. This is weird. This is like one texture, and this is a bunch of others. Like this texture only stretched. Seems like weird. Everything should be one, because this is just weird. I don't know who thought it would be a good idea. Right. Cloning voices, and it's not perfect. It doesn't often. Sometimes at least. It still doesn't get the cadence right, the accent, and it's also, of course, all in English still, I'm pretty sure. You can go ahead and try in a different language, actually, no one's talking about it. I'll try, maybe. It's all in English, so the rest of the world is safe. If anyone talks about English, if you want to right, I'll get to it. The rest of the world is safe. It only works on English-speaking people, apparently, so far, from what I know. So that exists, and you can tell the voice doesn't really sound right. Like, it's better than splicing somebody's whatever someone has said already into series of, like, right, putting together a sentence out of words he already spoke out of context. That's way greater fluctuations in accents and inflection on a given word. And whether you took it from a different recording, they can be more happy or sad, or in the morning or in the evening, so their voice can be tired or not, so that can have influence as well. So the cloning is more consistent within the one message you write, but it can still sound awkward. But anyway, if it's something mundane that the person can say instead of being all happy about it or any other thing, right? It's hard to prove that they didn't say it. So right now we've got faking pictures, faking videos, and faking voices, and we can fake video artifacts, we can fake audio artifacts, we can fake the whole thing. So it's now under this dystopian view, actually, that there might be a recording of someone doing crime with their faces and voices, but it still also might be faked. And the original video was deleted, so this is the only thing we can work with, right? So whether we've got a video with somebody's face and voice saying, yeah, I've murdered this person, it was great, I'm gonna do it again, and I did it at this time at this place, or, you know, anything more subtle, actually, it might be faked. And right now, essentially people are running on their reputation. We've got those people have reputations before these things happened. And this is relatively new technology, so at least everyone who's already been here when this started has a reputation. And based on that, you pretty much know that this person didn't say that, this person didn't do that, even though we've got a video recording of it and them admitting to the guilt, admitting to it, right? So we've got that. But we know this person might not have done it because of their reputation. Also, because of that, the person could have had a reputation and now be doing this and calling all those video evidence fake because they've got reputation to work with. This already happened before, like with no specific examples, but I'm pretty sure one way or another you can still discredit the reputation of a witness to make his testimony invalid, or run with your reputation to make your case stronger that you haven't done something. So that exists. And now the video evidence, right? So you better be working on your reputation, and defamation laws should see a revival, a renaissance, should be paid attention to, because your reputation is now very much at stake and is very hard worked on so far. And with all us here creators on the video page that we use our voices and likenesses as well, we are in danger of having our voices cloned. My voice is cloned as well, right? My voice cloned based on my videos, but there's always one more trick you can do, which would be you could be using if you're starting something new, you could be putting on a voice and then using a completely different voice in private for committing all your crimes there, or the other way around. You could be very honest on videos but be modulating your voice in private then to avoid being cloned and put through or across as someone saying something that they shouldn't have. So that's the implication. Now we've got the full set of faking somebody's performance and blaming them for it, and now we've got a reputation to uphold and reputation to fight it with. New people who are coming into the world now with all this technology already existing are gonna have more difficult time defending themselves from things like that. But if you're a smart parent, you will have to start teaching your child about that and knowing about things like I just presented. So you should have watched my channel, subscribe and share my videos with everyone you know, for the embetterment of society. Right, so let's finish this conversation, and we're probably gonna finish for today as well. What do you want, Trandution? I'm not helping you. Yeah, it's a bit early, I don't know what's going on, but also we don't know why. we might still not help him anyway. What do you want, Trandoshan? This one is pleased that the human listens. The Czerka imprisoned the Trandoshan before you after falsely accusing him of the murder of a Czerka employee. And you're innocent of this crime? Have you got any deep fakes to prove it? That's what they say. That's what they all say. Goodbye. And you are innocent of this crime? This one is a bounty hunter, but a bounty hunter which hunts only the guilty. This one fears that because he is a Trandoshan, the Czerka would rather lay the blame on him instead of conducting a full investigation. This one assures you of his innocence. This one did not commit the crime he is accused of. Right. What do you want me to do? The human must deactivate the force cage which imprisons the Trandoshan before the vengeful Czerka decides to punish him for a crime he did not commit. How do I deactivate the force cage? Yeah, but again, is there an investigation or is it just a choice for us to do it or not? Again, he might be a bounty hunter, but then again, if he's bounty hunting, there is a bounty on somebody's head. So even if he's not guilty and he could have had a fair trial, like, this is again a thing. You might have a bounty on your head, but what is the bounty for? What's the bounty about? What's the situation? You might, in our world, from what I know actually, the bounty is a system where a guy needs to bring you in for the trial. So you're running away and trying to hide away from showing up. That's the bounty. You're not running after a guy with a gun and shooting him because there's a bounty on his head, dead or alive. It's not the Wild West anymore. So you're not doing that. Of course, if he's firing at you, you can return fire, and then you're still obligated to try to revive him or stabilize him, make him stay alive, something like that. So you need to do that, call in an ambulance, and then it will be taken from there. But that's the bounty we've got here so far. If a guy is an escaped convict, still the fair thing is to catch him again and bring him into the prison, as opposed to some isolation facility. Bring him back to prison so he can continue his sentence, and be also sentencing is not just being isolated, it's also rehabilitation, so that you can join the society again. So you can't just kill him because he's out. Even if he's a murderer, you need to catch him in and rehabilitate him so that he's a good member of society and contributing member of a society henceforth, or at least from there. So you can't go after people doing that. But I guess, if I don't know. Like, the situation apparently is, so we can have this Wild West fantasy. The situation is that the sentence might be still, that the guy is hard to catch, so he's running away, and it's hard for the legal apparatus to catch him and bring him in, and he's been already sentenced to death because he committed atrocious crimes, and there are some jurisdictions where they still have the capital punishment, so there are bounty hunters going after someone, so the bounty is legit, even if it's not legit, and they're going after some crime lords, crime bosses say so, they're gonna be compensated, and they might be working under the radar or trying not to, maybe it's not a legal contract, but at least they're not trying to get caught. But he says he's only hunting the guilty, so there might be a legitimate contract in this fantasy world for that. And if that's so, the bounty is official, right? Anyone can kill the guy, really, and collect the bounty, right? Maybe just the bounty hunting guild will scoff at you. So there is a bounty on the guy, it's verifiable, and if he killed the guy, he is alleged for a bounty, not for prison time. So why didn't that happen? How do I deactivate the force cage? The human must access the computer panel that lies to the left of this one's force cage. The human must then release the Trandoshan. Since you speak the truth, Trandoshan, I will release you. Will that just work, or will I actually have to activate the console? This one awaits the freedom that the human will bestow upon him. You also have to get out of the fucking complex, so I don't know how you will manage that. Cool, yeah, so... Also, again, it's not... this. We're gonna stop here. This is... oh, listen, dude, trust me, bro. The sources that I made it the fuck up. I'm a bounty hunter and I killed the guilty and they imprisoned me, and there is no way for you to verify whether that's true or not. I'm not asking you to convince them to release me, I'm telling you to just let me go. right? You're not doing an investigation job like on Manan you could, or anything. That could have been a cool quest, following some clues, making use of the whole fucking area you've made here to. Oh, this is also the Bex or the other, doesn't matter. Never mind. Using the whole area that you've reskinned to put some clues in for you to explore, collect, and then come back here with the verdict. Really, you could talk to Czerka. You could have talked to Czerka. You could have released him on his word, really, as well. Why not? You could not release him. You could actually try to find out the truth and find out whether he actually is or isn't. That's all as well up to developers. It's your story. You can tell any story you want. But this as a quest right now, just release me, dude. Do trust me, bro. No, doesn't seem like a thing that I'll just do. I'll run around, see what else we can do, and again, experience and side points. But I want more of a narrative here. So, with that, I'll leave you to contemplate. How will you take care of your reputation? What would you do in this situation? And for you to subscribe to the channel, share it with others, and with a hope to see you again in something I play for you for free. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed.